Creepy. It's just such a fetishistic event.
Come on, you can't sign? Come on, kids, only two of us.
I mean, in general, you want to lead a private life.
You don't want to socialize, Mr. Reed.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
I'm 59, so I'm thinking about death all the time.
Still very young.
I'm young old.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to distract you, to make you laugh, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really going on.
It's not a secret anymore, and Hollywood can't keep up with the facade. Tinseltown's mask has finally fallen off, revealing its evil agenda to control every aspect of society.
We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Jim Carrey has waged a relentless war on Hollywood's illusion and has paid the price for it, but is still going strong. This has left many fans wondering what the driving force behind the actor's unwavering.
So you don't know what's really going on, you know? When they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things.
Carrey's unyielding spirit has rubbed off Keanu Reeves, who has also taken up the mantle to fight the evil in the industry. The two bright stars of Tinseltown recently teamed up to send warnings about Hollywood's latest plot, and the revelations are earth-shattering.
Creepy. It's just such a fetishistic event.
Come on, you can't sign? Come on, kids, only two of us.
I mean, in general, you want to lead a private life.
You don't want to socialize, Mr. Reed.
This promises to be an exciting episode, so without wasting much time, suit up and let's dive into the details. The list of accomplished stars in Hollywood isn't complete without the names of Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey. These two Canadian-born actors have been flag bearers of the movie industry for well over 3 decades, starring in hit after hit after hit. They'd seen it all, from the lowest of lows to the echelons of the celebrity lifestyle. The two icons have earned their stripes. However, their climb to fame hasn't come without its attendant attacks and vilification, partly because they failed to dance to a particular tune. They discovered that Tinseltown had an agenda to keep everyone in a box and control what they thought, said, and did, and thus expose the industry. The revelations have left many of us questioning whether Hollywood was getting better. And is there any hope for the once vibrant film industry that sold the American dream and fulfilled it?
When they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things.
However, their attempts have met significant backlash and betrayal from the powers that be. Keanu felt it once when he was banned by Fox Studios for well over a decade because he didn't want to toe the same line that his colleagues were towing. He had a passion for acting and wanted the film industry to thrive on great storylines and awesome cinematography. He didn't want to join the long queue of actors who were in for the money and didn't mind the storyline. In his view, Hollywood needed to tell stories that reflected people's passions, aspirations, dreams, and lives, and not just commercialize entertainment. You'd be forgiven to think that this was a noble cause and everyone, including the powers that be, was on Team Keanu. Sadly, the elites weren't happy and thus decided to punish the icon. The punishment was so severe that the Matrix actor considered unaliving himself.
I'm 59, so I'm thinking about death all the time.
Still very young.
I'm young old.
Back in 2019, Keanu sat down with GQ and detailed why Fox refused to work with him because he wouldn't star in the sequel of their adrenaline-pumping, high-stakes movie, Speed. The 1994 action thriller flick, directed by Jan de Bont, follows the story of the LAPD bomb disposal squad as they fight against time to defuse a bomb-riddled bus set to explode if its speed falls below 50 miles per hour. The film, spearheaded by Keanu and Sandra Bullock, was well received by fans and critics, amassing a whopping $350.4 million on a $37 million budget, becoming the 5th highest grossing film of 1994. Keanu's perfect interpretation and portrayal of police officer Jack Traven was the main driving force behind the movie's success. His chemistry with Sandra Bullock spawned rumors that the two were an item, but that is a story for another day.
Think about how sweet Keanu Reeves was and how handsome he was. It was hard. It was really, it was hard for me to really be serious. He would look at me and I'd be like,
So fast forward, Speed became a crowd favorite, earning several nominations and winning 2 Academy Awards in the process. The movie solidified Keanu's status as a leading man in Hollywood, bringing him enormous fame and fortune. However, like every good story, the fork in the road was just around the corner. Speed's initial success fueled its sequel, with the directors wanting Keanu to reprise his role as Officer Jack Traven. They had everyone on board except Keanu Reeves, who turned up his nose at the offer. Citing his reasons for rejecting the role, Keanu claimed that the storyline lacked substance and drive that would compel him to reprise his role. In a nutshell, the actor thought that the script was below par, and though they offered him good money, he turned it down to star in a stage play that fetched him $2,000 per week. Speaking with GQ, the John Wick star said, "So they showed me the script and I just didn't see it. I didn't get it, so I couldn't do it. I didn't work at Fox for 15 years after that, I believe so, but I don't know. It's only a theory. I ended up working there again, but it took 15 years." From the actor's perspective, the studio appeared to be bent on riding on the initial commercial success of the first installment and never bothered to write a script that would resonate with the audience. In his mind, the studio was only interested in what they could gather from the movie and didn't put in the desired effort into the script. In the end, Keanu was vindicated, as Speed 2 movie performed poorly at the box office, raking in a paltry $164 million over a $160 million budget. Speed 2 is considered one of the worst movie sequels of all time. Keanu's actions exposed Hollywood's agenda of sacrificing compelling, relatable stories on the altar of entertainment and commercialization. This set the tone for disaster for the celebrated actor. Fox blacklisted the Matrix actor for well over a decade, causing him to despair and lose hope. During the dark days of his blacklist, Keanu was hit with devastating personal tragedies that shook him to the core. He and his then-girlfriend, Jennifer Syme, lost their baby as a stillborn. Knowing how soft Keanu can be, despite his tough on-screen persona, this news might have hit him hard. He was expecting to welcome a bundle of joy, but it turned out to be thorns of pain and emotional torture as he moaned the passing of his baby. Close sources indicated that the actor became reclusive, barely speaking to anyone or fraternizing with his associates. Some conspiracy theorists waded into the fray, pointing accusing fingers at the powers that be. They spun tales that revolved around Keanu suffering a backlash for exposing the big guns in Hollywood. Now, though that might sound preposterous, we can't completely dismiss it, since the elites in Hollywood are known to be creative with their retributions. I mean, if you consider Jaguar Wright's allegations about the Illuminati's attempt to eliminate Cat Williams, you'll put nothing past them.
Walking away was hard, but it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house.
So if Jag's insinuations are anything to go by, then the conspiracy theorists are probably not far from right. The loss of the baby was heartbreaking for Keanu, but nothing prepared for him what was about to hit him next. The Hollywood icon lost the love of his life, Jennifer Syme, to a tragic car accident. The news completely broke the actor, according to Deep Throat sources, causing him to lose his will to live. Maybe the Illuminati had finally gotten to him, some fans wondered. Though the two had split following the loss of their daughter in 2000, sources claim that Keanu deeply cared for Syme and didn't want to let her go. Syme's demise left a scar in Keanu's heart that he struggled to get rid of. Keanu suffered emotional pain for exposing the elites, but Jim Carrey's pain was both emotional and physical. Exposing the agenda of the powers that be has come at a great cost to the legendary comedian.
You know what they're trying to do? Who? This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones of some sort.
Jim Carrey's career in Hollywood mirrors Keanu's in more ways than one. Both men came from humble beginnings, and by their dint of hard work, discipline, and dedication, they rose to the very top. Their path to greatness was not without its pitfalls, but they never gave up. They persevered even in the face of adversity, and they triumphed. Both actors appear to be cut from the same block, as both of them have made it their life's mission to expose Hollywood. Keanu's approach has been more subtle, dropping hints and insinuations as he goes along. But Jim Carrey has adopted a more direct, hands-on approach, where he says it without mincing words. He remains one of Hollywood's brightest lights to have ever mentioned the Illuminati by name, and lived to regret it.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
A few years ago, the stand-up comedian revealed the Illuminati's plans to control everybody, including their thought processes, during an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. With the boldness and verve characteristic of Jim Carrey, the icon told of how the government was in bed with the secret organization to distract everyone while they carried out their secret agenda.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy.
Jim's explosive revelations opened the eyes of many to the workings and dealings of the secretive society, the Illuminati. Until Carrey's expose, the Illuminati had remained an elusive secret cult whose beginnings and existence were shrouded in mystery. Over 3 decades, conspiracy theorists have spun tales of the Illuminati, but none was more revealing than Carrey's expose. For the first time in their existence, the comic actor had exposed their secret agenda, and they couldn't hide anymore. Soon, a target was placed on Carrey's back, prompting him to leave Tinseltown. First, just like Keanu Reeves, Carrey was blacklisted. No studio would want to work with him. He became ultimately frustrated and took some time off the screen, but the worst was yet to come. In 2015, the comedy genius lost his girlfriend, Catriona White, which broke his heart, but the worst of it all was when he was accused of having a hand in his demise. According to reports, Catriona passed on due to complications from overdosing on medication supplied by Jim Carrey. Jim expressed his innocence, but the girl's parents were adamant that Carrey had a hand in their daughter's demise and thus had to pay the price. Once again, the rumor mill went into overdrive, with many conspiracy lovers claiming that the Illuminati was at work again. In their minds, the Illuminati was at work again. This time, they did to Carrey what they did to Keanu Reeves years ago. Carrey soon became disillusioned with celebrity life and life in general. He became broken beyond repair, at least according to those closest to him, and saw life as meaningless.
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am. I mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
The Illuminati's apparent retribution was unrelenting and unforgiving. Carrey had lost many jobs after his shocking revelations, and then he had to lose his girlfriend too. Seeing the trajectory of his career and life plummet, Carrey announced his retirement from Hollywood. Speaking in an interview with Access Hollywood in 2022, the actor claimed that he had had enough and was time to step away. According to him, his last movie would be Sonic the Hedgehog, and then he would ride off into the sunset. He claimed that he would only return if he had an intriguing script sent down from heaven. "Well, I'm retiring. Yeah, probably. I'm being fairly serious," Carrey said. "It depends. If the angels bring some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see, I might continue down the road, but I'm taking a break." He explained that he had come to embrace his quiet life and loved his religious life. "I really like my quiet life, and I really like putting paint on canvas, and I really love my spiritual life, and I feel like, and this is something you might never hear another celebrity say as long as time exists, I have enough, I've done enough, I am enough."
Well, I'm retiring, but
No.
Yeah, probably.
Are you being serious or are you screwing with me?
I'm being fairly serious, yeah.
The veteran actor had had enough of the maltreatment at the hands of the powers that be and preferred a quieter life. Sources say he recluded into a more solitary lifestyle and went off the radar. The iconic comedian of the 90s became a pale shadow of his past glory, avoiding the limelight and Hollywood as much as he could. The media didn't help matters either, as they wove stories that portrayed Jim Carrey as eccentric and unstable. They implied that the Ace Ventura actor was manic, probably losing some nuts here and there. The campaign against Jim Carrey was strong, engineered by the powers elites who wanted him gone at all costs. Carrey was labeled as difficult to work with, which was the typical label applied to anyone who wouldn't bend to the whims of the elite. However, nothing could break the determined actor, and he came back with a bang, tearing into his old enemies like he never left. He called Hollywood spineless and claimed that he was sickened by what he was seeing.
It really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Carrey's unrelenting tirade came after Hollywood gave a standing ovation to Will Smith after he had dealt Chris Rock the slap of the year. He felt that the industry should have stood by Chris Rock and ignored Will Smith by holding on to his award, but the industry refused to bite, instead awarding him for his show of immaturity, intolerance, and downright absurdity. Carrey's outburst was once again met with significant backlash that almost went unnoticed. According to some people, they met Carrey hiding away from people on one of the islands in Hawaii. They reported a disheveled-looking Carrey who appeared to have been physically manhandled. Carrey has never spoken about that incident, nor has any major media outlet covered the story, but the eyewitnesses were convinced of what they saw. These stories, plus Carrey's unwillingness to grant any more interviews, suggest that the Illuminati may have gotten to him, especially considering what Cat Williams once said in this interview.
We are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
The Illuminati can be ruthless and unforgiving, which is why the likes of Keanu Reeves, Jim Carrey, and Cat Williams are sounding the alarm. They've seen it all and experienced it all, and are in the best positions to warn newcomers about the dark side of Tinseltown. They have witnessed the number of souls and dreams the industry has crashed, and waging a war to stop the rot. Unfortunately, the war is taking a toll on them, as Keanu Reeves appears to be preoccupied with leaving the earth, while Jim Carrey seems to be hiding from the limelight. However, if we know anything about these iconic heroes, we know that they won't be away for too long, but would bounce back to expose more evil in Hollywood and help cleanse the industry. Until then, new talent should thread with caution in Tinseltown, because all that glitters is definitely not tinsel. And that would be all for today's episode. Thank you for watching.